I think people will be surprised by the effect that artificial waves will have on the way we experience waves in nature, because they don't really exist in a broad sense, and they haven't. No one's really succeeded at all, to create large numbers of perfect waves, in the one spot at a reasonable price, because it's never happened. I think we're always going to be comparing negatively to the foreign thing. It's just standard. But guess what? One of the great benefits of making something that's not as good as nature is you appreciate nature in a way that you never could have before. And I'll give you a parallel in the surfboard industry, that there was whinging and complaint and even threats. I got threatened by one surfboard maker for going offshore in my production, which infers that it's almost like a pop-out. But guess what? Asians are still human. It's like ridiculous. It's just another person making it. It's not a pop-out. It's not machine-made. It was ridiculous that there was such an overreaction. Yes, it's not in the country of origin, so that was the only valid thing, that it's not one of our guys making the board. Now, what happened when that level of offshore production increased? The value of the hand shape, or even just the local shaper, went up. Now, I don't know that the price went up much, because there was such an oversupply of backyard and semi-backyard shapers around the world. So the price may not have gone up, but the perception of the hand shape and the custom went up in a way that had never been before, because the comparison was, there's the board that's from China or Thailand sitting in the rack, but there's the real board. And so I think the market will make that comparison. Now there's the man-made wave, which offers a whole range of things that you can't really get in nature, but there's the real thing, and the real thing is so valuable that you probably you'll never really know it until you ride a pool for a period of time. Then you go to this point break, for example, and you're actually riding a wave along some distance. For example, like Crescent Head or whatever, or Malibu, and you've walked out to the point, you've jumped off, and you've ridden all the way along, and you can start again. Now, doing that at the wave pool will be entertaining and exciting in some ways. Really value surfing in nature more. You'll look out to the horizon and go, wow, this is amazing that we've got this benefit. And it applies for so many things. It's like fast food, and then you go and eat a meal. It's amazing. The fact that we've got the range, this fast food is massively successful, but when I go from eating a burger and I'll love a Big Mac or whatever and go, oh my God, I love these things. They're soft and easy to eat. And I love the flavours. They're really consistent. Yeah, you can pay me later, Macca's. That's fine. But, then you have something that's been like 4 seared scallops on a plate. There's almost no volume to it at all, with all these little fancy garnishes and everything. And you take the first bite and go, wow, okay, that's the other area. And without these contrasts, we won't really know what we've got. And so the mass-produced synthetic wave, if they want to call it that, it's going to offer large numbers of people to surf and have fun, way beyond we could ever do on the coast. But we'll still love the coast, and we'll, for the first time, really, really benefit and appreciate it. Up is the contests will be way better in a wave pool because it's controlled. They'll make more money out of it. You can televise it. You can do an event in 1 hour. You can have an event run with the exact same wave in one part of the world or the other, or 10 different wave pools around the world. What I think that's going to do, because the money will be so much bigger in it, another point is the money will be bigger because now that wave pool tour can be in parts of the world where there's no coast, and you've got monster populations like India and China. So all of a sudden the big brands are going to go, well, I think we better, if we've got any sense at all, really attack that and be a part of that hugely. It will take the focus of the more risky, ocean-based events, because there's an impractical aspect to it where you never know if the waves are going to be good, and when they do come, there's still lulls between them. So it's not great TV, and it's not great online action. It's not like one wave after the other, which would be blowing people away when it happens in a wave pool. So I think what's going to happen is the wave pool tours will dominate. The pools will get better and better. Each year or every few years, you'll make one that makes 2.5 metre waves. and brands will start funding the pools because they know, all right, this thing works. We can now make a long. I mean, you're going to get 10-second tubes and tubes of different types. You can change the shape of the wave while you're riding it. So many different things will happen that we don't know about yet. But riding it, when Chopu is off its head, there's no wave pool that's ever going to be comparing. So I think they'll lose the focus because the numbers won't be there of people and of dollars. But what that might bring is a swap in your attitude to competing in nature.